Velocity, Mooney, peace and blessings. Getting into the transit that's currently taking place right now, the Sun K2 situation that's happening in Leo, and it's going to pretty much last until the end of not the end. It's going to last until around 16th, 17th of September, right? When Sun will transit into Virgo. So it's quite an interesting transit. It's quite a interesting alignment, at least to the energy that it provides to the planet or whatnot, right? You have the sun, which is the king, Surya, conjunct currently as well, currently as well, the moon, which is the queen, which can be said to represent the queen type of energy. And you have K2. So K2 is like a dirty yogi, or K2 is like a homeless what would you call it? A wizard of some sort, right? Somebody who might seem crazy externally, somebody who might look disheveled, somebody who might look like they, you feel me, just don't got their shit together, whatever, on the material plane, but you feel me, deep down inside of this person, like, it's a very adept spiritual master, with a damn near infinite level of understanding, right? So that's K2, right? So, and not only that, K2 also has a trickster nature about it. Not just a trickster like Mercury. Like, Mercury is a trickster for fun. He likes to play pranks. He likes to do jokes and type shit like that just for fucking fun or whatever. K2 can, to a degree, find fun in those things, but K2's tricks always serve a purpose of spiritual lesson, awakening an individual to their blind spot, right? Bringing a realization to the mind, to the forefront of the psyche and whatnot, right? So K2 is tricks aren't just tricks for the sake of tricks, right? It's trying to show you something. It's trying to teach you some vital information about yourself. So when you have the sun conjunct K2, or when the king comes into the same house as the dirty yogi, the homeless wizard or whatnot, right? What is the energy, or what is the signature, or what are the things that could potentially happen in this alignment, right? So off the top of my head, I first thought, like, with the sun K2, uh this could signify the death, the not death, but death, like dying, like uh some type of authoritative figure, some type of government figure or whatever, dying, transitioning, or getting removed from their position suddenly, right? Uh Throughout this whole time period that these two are occupying the same sign, right? Because K2, it represents sudden transformation, sudden death, sudden transitions or whatnot, as K2 is the ruler of Scorpio, right? And co-ruler of Scorpio. And when it comes to the contact with the sun, it can showcase, you feel me, somebody just getting pulled out of that position unexpectedly and whatnot. And this is the thing about K2 as well. Like, it's quite a volatile energy. It And K2 is a yogi. It's a master. It's a fucking, it's somebody who doesn't, K2 doesn't view the worldly affairs in the same way that we view them. K2 isn't as attached to the family or your job or your position or your bitch. K2 isn't attached to these things, and or just this one particular lifetime, with for that matter, right? K2, it's knowledge, is wisdom, is understanding, is beyond the physical material, right? So when K2 comes to take something from you or to cut some shit off, it's coming with a lesson, but this lesson could seem very harsh. This lesson could seem damn near demonic in a way, right? It could seem really fucked up in some ways, especially if it's a certain level of malefic presence added upon the K2, right? So this is why I'm saying, this authority figure potentially dying, potentially getting removed, figures in government or whatnot, removed for their position, or dying, and causing like some type of commotion within the collective, or some type of like just activity, emotional activity or something in the collective or whatever. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just not remembering like the it was an old nigga or something, an old fucking a judge or something, right? Nigga was like 88. The nigga died. He just died recently. They say he was like one of the nicest judges, one of the nicest, you feel me? One of the most kindest gentlemen, or whatever the fuck they were saying about it. Rest in peace to him though, right? But nah, like he just up and lost his life suddenly or whatever, and it made headlines. It caused a degree of, you know, um, I guess you could say commotion in the collective or whatever. And I don't think that would be the only one. Like I feel like as the sun inches closer to K2, we're going to see possibly some notable officials from around the world that happen to lose their life. And it could be from more so local government areas of certain areas or whatnot. But it's definitely a prominent energy, with authoritative figures, governing figures, people with that sun type of energy. So the sun is going to represent somebody who calls shots, somebody who is a leader, somebody who delegates, somebody who makes decisions for a collective group or a body of people, somebody who's the strong man, whatever you want to call it, right? They can be losing position of some sort, transitioning of some sort, uh, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera. That's one thing I noticed. Another thing, especially with the moon being a part of the situation, as we're currently still in the new moon energies and whatnot, right? So, sun is the king, moon is the queen, K2 is the dirty yogi, the trickster, right? So K2, it deals with separation. When it's coming between, or when it's coming in the same house as the king and the queen, when they're there together, one thing that I've been noticing, like actually physically, you feel me? For the past couple of days or whatever, as the new moon energy has been building up or whatnot. But one thing I've been noticing, like a lot of people have been breaking up. A lot of couples have been breaking up, falling out for whatever reason. I just had two of my motherfucking homeboys. And it's crazy. Two homeboys, they know no idea about each other at fucking all. You feel me? Two totally different people, right? Um, Same day, yesterday or whatnot. One homeboy, he tell me he fell out with his bitch. They had went to fucking Atlanta or some shit, and they fell out. They no longer together. The other one talking about he got cheated on and shit. They no longer together. So you feel me? Like the separation, the sudden breakup of couple energy is in the collective within this new moon, and I've been seeing it in different relationships as well, and shit is crazy. Like, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's crazy. Like, like I mean, I know from a personal life perspective, I'm seeing it in a good degree of people. But even from a collective perspective, I was just hearing about the lady that this bitch went viral for cutting her nigga dick off and shit, right? Shit like that, like volatile separation, strongly karmic separation. And it's definitely going to affect certain individuals with more so of a Leo centered placement within the birth chart, you feel me? Or, contact points that aspect or are posited within this particular conjunction, right? So that's in the air as well. Uh, but it won't necessarily be the theme for the entirety of up until September, right? Because the moon just needs to get out the way. That more so was like a new moon signature of some sort. And side note, these planetary conjunctions, these alignments, they don't rule your life, or they don't tell you what the fuck is going to happen and what's going on. It's more so they give you a particular energy. They give you a food. They give you a substance, and it's up to you as to how well you're able to manage this particular substance, right? Are you disciplined? Are you structured? Are you mastered enough within yourself, within your mind, body, and spirit? Or do you have a strong enough of control and regulation over your own being to be able to take whatever energy is thrown with you and convert it into a usable source? Or are you pretty much just subject to whatever the weather or the forecast is astrologically on a particular day, right? It depends upon you. It's not that we're just supposed to passively sit by and just take the shit. Like that's not it at all, right? So what I'm saying is, or when I'm saying there's certain things in the air, of course, everybody isn't going to necessarily react to or experience the same thing. A good number of people will, because most people in the world aren't working towards any particular discipline or mastery of self and mind, right? So a good number of people will or can relate or see, you know, certain things that are depicted in the astrology, but at the same time, not everybody will, you know. Plus, we all got our own alignments within our own natal chart, so you know. But I just wanted to throw that little nugget in there, right? And what else do I see? With the Sun K2 as well, if a person has a good level of solar energy, of sun energy within their chart, this actually can be a good chance. This actually can be a good positioning, right? Because what the yogi is going to do, the yogi is going to be able to convey a higher level or a higher degree of understanding to the sun. If the sun shows that the sun is just not senselessly arrogant or trapped within its own egotistical constructs, right? A bad son, a spoiled son, a motherfucker couldn't just be arrogant as hell, or you're too much concerned with meaningless shit in relation to your identity, or you can have low self-esteem. You feel me? It can go through both ends of the spectrum and all that, and it can do that, but a healthy sense of self is a healthy son. It's a strong son, an ability to delegate, an ability to lead by example, an ability to call shots, call good shots too, to properly manage and to uplift those around you, to improve the condition and the quality of people of those around you. You feel me? And stand on your business. That's the sign of a good son, right? So when K2 comes across this type of sun, if a person has that type of energy or degree of ability within itself, especially if they have a good level of Leo within their chart, this can lead to ego being tested, and as a result of passing the test, you gain some type of higher authority, maybe some type of spiritual authority or power, because K2 is a spiritual planet as well, so it can convey spiritual wisdom, intuition, and ability to the individual, right? So I mean, yeah, the Sun K2 was definitely a time to evolve or integrate a higher level of ability and understanding into yourself, right? For those who are receptive. Um, what else for the Sun K2? Uh, Sun K2 fires. I don't know. I feel like fires and accidents are something to watch out for as well. But getting to the rest of the zodiac, so we got Mars in the sixth, and I'm gonna speed through the rest of this shit. So we got not Mars in the sixth. This from the sixth where I'm at right now, but Mars and Virgo as a general position, right? So Mars and Virgo, you're going to want to be methodical. You're going to want to be meticulous about how you apply and exert your energy, your Martian energies or whatever. So this is a good time to maybe hit up the gym, get a disciplined routine map of how you're going to sculpt your body or put on muscle or whatever your bodily goal happens to be. Whether you want to do yoga or whatever the fuck you feel me. You're going to want to get a daily disciplined approach to sculpting itself during this particular time. It's great for the Mars. It's a great channel for the energy of Mars. You feel me? It'll definitely help lessen the malefic effects that some might be experiencing from the opposing Saturn in the sign of Pisces or whatnot, right? Mars and Virgo can definitely some may be going through legal disputes of some sort, contractual issues, issues within the marital situation, a relationship, worried about contracts or agreements, or expecting certain shit from others, and they're not necessarily following through with your expectations or whatnot. Just be mindful when you're going through this particular period. With Mars or Virgo, you can't avoid the obstacle, but at the same time, you can't just fucking react however you feel like you need to react. Like, you can't react out of anger or out of motion, because it definitely can cause some shit to happen that you don't want to happen, right? With Mars and Virgo, especially when it's being opposite of Saturn, Saturn has like a noose on the neck of Mars. It's controlling Mars, you know? So you really have to be careful about how you apply your energy, how you apply your attack, how much pressure that you apply, when you apply the pressure, and you know you have to have a clear enough map as to, you know, this is the protocol that I'm going to do, this is the protocol that I'm going to take, and this is going to be the result. You want to get a clear enough of map. You might not know necessarily every single step, but yeah, you're gonna have to want to plan it to some degree, right? With the Mars and Virgo energy, and because yeah, just reacting is just gonna cause shit to not go in your favor, for lack of a better word, right? We got Saturn and Pisces is retrograde. Saturn and Pisces retrograde. It's a good time for distancing self from bullshit. You know, societal bullshit, societal chaos, societal uh sexy reds, and you know, all the shit that's in the news and all the shit that just keep our minds distracted or whatever. It's a good time to distance and disconnect from that, and to become more meditative, to become more focused on the internal world and your sense of purpose, you know, deepening the sense of being, you know, exploring the deeper caverns of your being, your mind, your emotional capacity, yada yada yada, etc., etc., etc. With it being retrograde, is you got to be mindful to not necessarily become depressed or stagnant or even psychotic, because you know Pisces can be quite psychotic. You know, any planet that comes into Pisces can have somewhat of a psychotic spiel to it to a certain degree. And with Saturn retrograde here, you know what I'm saying, you don't just want to be all the fuck way isolated and just in your own spiritual world of young pharaoh YouTube, and you know, just archons, and you know, I'm bullshitting, but bottom line, what I'm saying is you don't want to, let the heavy emotions stagnate you into a depression of some sort, or into an isolated mode of some sort, or until where you feel like you're confused and you don't know what to do. You want to pay attention to that side, but with Mars being opposite, you also want to get active, you also want to get busy, and you also want to bring some type of structure into your external life in order to kind of achieve some sort of symbiotic balance, right? So that's mindful as well. You know, yeah, exercising, you know, detoxing as well with the Mars and Virgo, like detoxing your gut, you know, bringing in, like, you know, especially herbs that benefit Mars, like cayenne pepper, uh, different peppers, jalapenos, shit that's spicy, shit that get your blood flowing, blood cleaners and all that, burdock root, right? That's great to improve the energy of Mars, to keep your vitality up, you know, to keep your blood pumping, your blood flowing, to so that it elevates your mood naturally, right? And it'll give you more zest, and it'll give you more energy to explore uh the Saturn retrograde in Pisces more effectively as well. But so Jupiter and Gemini is trine Rahu. When this, okay, first of all, when Saturn entered Aquarius, this is what sparked the real art, the start of the artificial intelligence recognition by society, right? OpenAI, and all this, all this AI shit. AI been around for some time now. OpenAI, I think it was founded in 2015, right? But when Saturn entered Aquarius, which was sometime in 2022, I believe, toward the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, this is when ChatGPT was released to the public, right? And since then, the AI shit has kind of has took off, right? But when Rahu entered Aquarius, and around the time Jupiter was about to enter Gemini, this is the time that this shit really fucking exploded and blew the fuck up. Like, like just recent, like just towards the beginning of this year, uh, maybe towards the end of last year, whatever. Like when that alignment happened, whenever it happened, this, the VO3 getting dropped and AI becoming uh so sharply structured to where it's hard to tell, you know, some AI videos from actual fucking reality, right? Like it's getting real difficult to delineate between that thin line or whatever. And this has come by way of this Jupiter in Gemini trying this Rahu in Aquarius. Not only that, is there has been great levels of scientific discovery and knowledge that not necessarily everybody is privy to. You feel me? At least not within the general public. But I'm seeing shit damn near every fucking day. News findings of discovering some new substance. Some interstellar uh celestial happening, you feel me? Like just all type of shit that's being discovered and invented on a daily basis. And that's really because Gemini and Aquarius are such scientific signs that cater to, you feel me, the technological advancement and exploration of this shit we call the universe or whatnot. So yeah, this transit is gonna be a while lasting until sometime of next year. It's definitely going to be even more discoveries and things to find as we go through this transit or whatnot. But yeah, Velocimuni.